One thing society would never fail to amaze me in is caring about somebody that's suicidal. Y'all don't genuinely care until they die. Let me tell you something. These motherfuckers be out here screaming for help, and all y'all do is tell them, oh, it's gonna get better. I hope you get better. It will get better. Them motherfuckers do not need to hear that shit. That's playing fucking mind games with them. They're constantly gonna be telling themselves, oh, I'm good. When in reality, they're not fucking good. Most people that are suicidal, they need a damn ear. They need somebody to comfort them. Yeah, the positivity is nice and everything, but literally look at the logistics of shit. Then when news hit the fan of somebody dying because they were suicidal, y'all wanna fucking play investigators and shit of why they did what they did. Stop looking at motherfuckers' pictures trying to figure out when they was depressed, because that shit is sick. And y'all really do this shit with men. Men! Because when they finally speak out, y'all tell them to be strong. You gotta just fight through the pain. Y'all need to stop implementing that shit in their fucking brain.
I think the reason why unaliving and deleting yourself is at an all-time high because nobody really truly cares. Everybody sits here and says, oh my God, mental health this and mental health that, but everybody treats each other like shit. Everybody sits there and judges each other. And the moment somebody comes to you with the same problem over and over again, your response is, get over it. You got to be stronger than that. Oh, it'll get by. It'll be better. How would you know if you've never struggled with crippling depression? I always, and from somebody who's, been there, I don't like when people have a big mouth about unaliving yourself when one, you've never experienced it, two, you've never been around anybody who's unalived themselves, or three, you've never been in that situation. Or you just don't know nothing about it. How could you give advice to somebody in a situation you've never been in? Really think about that. Like, there's women out here who are domestic violence abusers or survivors. Do you think I would want advice from a woman who's never been abused a day in her life? No. Unless you're a trained professional, I can care less about your opinion. And I've noticed a lot of people have a big opinion on suicide and stuff like this. And in all reality, most of you have never even touched the surface of how deep that can impact you, how bad it is, to the point where you don't clean, you don't even look at yourself the same, you don't have no willpower to want to cook or do certain things. And yes, everybody's depression is different. Some people are functioning, some people can work, do whatever, and they're literally crippling, dying on the inside, but most people don't know that. I feel as though when people start taking the time to hear each other out, we'd be better off, especially when it comes to men. There's no outlet or no sources for men to go to. And I know a lot of women are going to be like, well, there's therapy. Do you know how many times men have came to me for counseling and they tell me this? Do you know how nice it is to talk to somebody who is understanding? Because their therapist is a woman who can't stand men. Do you know a lot of therapists out here just are therapists just for the fucking money, that they don't actually care about people? Exactly. So if you don't know anything about that, please shut your mouth. Stop telling people to be strong. Stop telling people it's going to, you'll get over it. You'll be fine. How would you know? How the fuck are you going to tell somebody that when you don't even know? I feel like a lot of people need to stop doing is depression doesn't go away like this. Just because you want the person to stop talking about it and stop feeling it and you're tired of hearing it, how do you think the person who's dealing with it feels? Do you think they want that? Do you think people want to be depressed? Do you think people want to be thinking they want to unalive themselves over every little thing? Do you think they don't want to find joy in anything they do? Seriously, think about that. Do you not think if they had a chance to change it, they wouldn't? Please understand this. If somebody comes to you, and it's a man especially, and we know how hard it is for a lot of people to come to others, especially in this day and age, be an open ear. Ask them, do you want to just vent and I'll hear you out and not judge you? Or do you want me to give you advice? The one thing about a lot of people in today's society is nobody knows boundaries anymore. Imagine you coming to somebody and telling them, I don't want to be here, or I'm really hurting, or whatever the case may be, and they start giving you a fucking lecture. Do you know how many people I've talked to have wanted to unalive themselves before they got counseling with me and would tell me that friends, family would give them a lecture? Do you know what that feels like? Imagine if I'm already going through it in my head and I come to you and now I'm getting a fucking lecture. Wow, way to go. That's going to make me want to be here even more. People never put themselves in other people's positions. It's really hard. It's really sad. And depression and unaliving yourself, it never goes away. I hate to sit there and be that type of person like, oh, it's gonna get better. You have to make it better. You have to work out. You have to fucking start reading books. You have to start eating healthy, being on your purpose. You can't sit around. You can't mope around. You can't be sad. Because the moment you start doing that is the moment you fall under. Like I said a million times, depression is like a fucking tsunami, and that shit is so hard to get out of once you let it take over. So like I said, you guys, you have to put in the work. And as someone who has unalived themselves, I am telling you now, please rise above that shit. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, be strong, all that. No, you have to get your mentality to be strong. It's very hard. At one point in time, I used to lay around sleep around, be sad, work 15-hour shifts, come home, cook food for me and my partner, and be depressed over everything. What did it do for me? Nothing. I wasn't happy. I wasn't doing anything with my life. Find a purpose. Start reading books. But I don't want to sit here and tell you that, oh, it's going to get better. You have to make it fucking better. You have to get up and do the work. You have to stop having that mentality and get up. Because I have a mentality of no one's going to feel sorry for me. And I can't feel sorry for myself. To me, you have to hit rock bottom to get to the top. But like I said, do not let depression get to you. And if you guys ever need like a session or need advice or anything like that, my emails are open. And I have an assistant now, you guys, so it's not me in the emails anymore. She'll be handling everything. With that being said, you guys, please make sure you're working out. Please make sure you're trying to read books that'll help you with your mental health. There's a lot of books, Master Your Emotions. There's a lot of books for men and women, affirmations. There's so many resources that we have now as adults that can make us better. And yes, like I said, depression never goes away, but you have to do the self-work in order to get that shit out of your system. And I know it sounds crazy, but I promise you, the way I feel about depression and sad things and stuff, it's not the same. I can't sit and cry no more. I can't sit and be sad anymore because I know for a fact it does nothing for me. And I lost that out of me, that like boo-hooing and shit. So please, I'm telling you, rise above it. Do the fucking work. Start working out. Start doing things that are going to make you happy. Do things for other people. Please try everything in the book before you take your own life. Because God knows we need you here. And it's super sad to see that nobody in this world cares about people's mental health. And it's sad. I would never want to sit here and tell my friend, you know what, get over it. It'll be fine. Or I'm tired of hearing this shit. And the next day they off themselves. And from somebody who's lost a lot of friends, like I said, it's super easy to just be there for them. Take them a fucking care basket, a gift basket or something. Make your friend feel loved. We all have a depressed friend. But let's not all lose our depressed friend by doing other things. Like I said, being depressed is repetitive and it might be annoying to you, but please do not be friends with people or be around people or be in a relationship with somebody who's depressed if you don't understand how severe it is. People like that need a lot of love and a lot of attention, and it might get repetitive, it might get annoying, but they need it. So if you can't handle something like that, stay the fuck out of that type of area. That's just how I see it. So I feel like everybody in this world deserves love and to be cared for. But I feel like we solely only talk about relationships and things like that. But what about good friendships? What about being there for your friend? Like, when's the last time you were a good friend for somebody, took them a care package, asked your friends how they're doing mentally? Like, all these things are fucking cost-free besides the care package thing. You can call your friend, make sure they're okay. You can send them a voice message. It is not hard. So if you're not already doing that now and you're complaining about, oh, my friend's mental health or other people, and you say you care, start doing that. That shows you actually care. Because people who are going through it and have nobody to talk to, do you understand what that text message can do for them? Do you understand what that 30-second voice video call could do for them? Just show that you're thinking of them, that they're not alone, that you still value them as a person, especially men. Men don't get complicated. Men don't get complimented, and men don't get appreciated as much as women. Check up on a man. See how much he'll fucking care about you. Like I said, y'all, do whatever you want with that information, but I really feel like, especially in this day and age, with men being the ones to off themselves the quickest, and that's fucking sad to say. It hurts me to even know that. Like, I have a lot of brothers. Please be that help that they need. Be a person to sit there and listen to them. That's all a lot of people need in this world. If we were all nicer and didn't judge as much, and I judge too, so I'm not gonna say anything. I'm perfect. The world would be a better place. I really promise you that. But yeah, guys, God bless you. My email will be somewhere up here if you guys ever need anything.